Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and Degenerates, and today, well this week we'll be doing stuff for our 500 subscriber special, talking about some really bad movies. Starting up, it's Battlefield Earth, yay! Legendarily bad movie, starring John Travolta, Forrest Whitaker, and Barry Pepper from Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. I'm just glad that he got the role Saving Private, in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
But it's just, I have to admit, I watched this recently, and I'm sorry, man. Like, my brain is trying to protect myself.
Yeah, it's forgetting.
It's forgetting things. It's a defense mechanism, because holy shit, what was this movie?
I don't know. It truly is a unique post-apocalyptic movies where these decaying cities still have electricity. Jets that were buried 1,000 years ago
still function.
Yeah,
and like simulators are still okay
and can still fly. And I'm like, huh?
I guess, yeah. Look, I guess they have like this whole cop-out thing with like the main character like being fed so much information all at once.
Yeah,
that he's like the smartest person who ever lived.
Yeah, that's true. At the same time, yeah, my brain's forgetting too. Like, I just remember it's post-apocalyptic. I remember John Travolta's over the top with how many worlds I've conquered, and now I have these. What do you call them? These ratlings or rodents? Man animals. Like,
yeah.
Humans are less than these supreme alien beings that.
Look,
I forgot the motivation. Like, yeah, this movie's pretty forgettable. Like, I feel bad for Barry Pepper for signing on to something he thought would be epic.
Yeah. It is so odd that, like, even John Travolta himself, I was just like, all I see is a guy, he's like talking corporate, right? Like, the entire time he's there, he doesn't sound like a general.
Yeah.
He doesn't sound like somebody who's leading an army. He's just like, he's just like, I want to get promoted. You know, he's just like, I'm starting to blackmail and pretty much like step over all my like colleagues just to get where I want to get to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. But I'm like, why is this? What's up with these corporate jargon that he's spouting out when this movie's about human race fighting
to be free,
in this, like, you know? And I get it.
Yeah.
That is the setting, but at the same time, it just ruins it because John Travolta is not a great alien. He's a great guy in the 50s, you know, like with all the pompadour hair and the leather jackets. He has charisma, I see that, but he's just, you know, he ain't Zod, you know, like he ain't Khan.
Yeah. I guess if you had a better script, then this would work, but like, this movie's just boring, man. Like it's just dull. Like, I don't remember anything much. Like, I know that they think humans built these great statues and they think they're gods, and I do love the fact that it takes Barry Pepper's character a minute to absorb all of humans' knowledge in the library. I'm like, oh, cool, he knows stuff.
Like what was it? It was the book that he was flipping through. It was the
Declaration of Independence.
The Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
And he was like, would that suffice? He was like, yes. So I'm like, shut up.
Right.
That was too American. I was just like,
yeah.
No.
I also love the fact that they stopped speaking in caveman and then they start speaking in American. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like, it's legendarily bad for a reason. Like, it's boring. It's 2 hours of like nothingness. Like, there's no substance except for the stupid shit. Like, why do we have simulators? How do these people know how to fly a jet within minutes?
Well, it was like, I think they like asked them to do it within like a week, but then like you have actual pilots who do it for
years,
maybe months to get into a plane, and then years to actually perfect it.
Yeah.
While the guys are like, give me 5 minutes, and like Barry Pepper's character is just like, like, you can fly this thing, right? And he's like, yeah. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
can he? By the way, I don't know if you spotted like, the absolute ripoff of a certain scene in Blade Runner
Which one?
where Deckard's like catching that one replicant and
Oh,
just going through the glass.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
streets.
yeah.
They do the exact same fucking scene. I was just like, I know what you fucking did there.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a rip-off of a lot of things like Planet of the Apes, even a bit of Spartacus, the classic movie of Spartacus, and you're like, oh, I see. If you've seen it, you're like, I can see that. Well, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe Independence Day as well.
Yeah. Also,
With the whole jet sequence. And Star Wars, because they had a fucking trench scene.
yeah. Also surprised their nukes are still in good or working order. You know, like they haven't melted down. It's not like decrepit Chernobyl like in the Metro games. And you're like, I'm glad to know that in this world nukes can last a-okay. Same with jets, you know?
Yeah. I guess they got that part from Dune as well.
Sure. Do you like the sequel baiting at the end when they're like, we're more are coming for you, and like they're like, oh, we'll be ready.
Didn't they By the way, that I didn't understand. So they teleported a guy
Yeah.
who had like the nuke
Yeah.
in his hands. It's like this small, and it blew up. And I was like, cool. You stopped them for a while. No, you didn't. You blew up the entire
Planet.
Yeah, I was like, what nuke did they have?
All right. Like what?
So yeah, and who's coming back? You know, it's like, who's coming?
I don't know John Travolta, but apparently a lot more.
Yes.
So without further, do you have anything to add?
I know there are more funny parts here. Like Forrest Whitaker is just, I've never seen him in a bad movie until now. You know?
yeah. Usually he's in really good stuff, unless if it's not good, he's usually the best part.
Yeah, he's the one that carries. He kind of did.
Yeah.
Even Barry Pepper. I'm sorry, John Travolta, but you just really did not fit the part.
Yeah.
And I hated the costumes because it was clunky. It was like they're clearly wearing like too high of a heel.
Yeah.
For them to like walk normally, so they're like like, you know, those like Transformers that you see in like Universal Century, like the theme park.
Yeah,
You see the Transformers there. Yeah, they walk like that, and I'm just like, I'm not really. I don't buy that this is the race that wiped out our entire military within 9 minutes.
Right.
That was one of the things that they posted about, and I'm just like,
yeah. And also, what the fuck is Universal Century? Do you mean Universal Studios?
Studios. Universal Century is from Gundam. My bad.
Fucking Gundam fan. It's fine. But yeah. Well, what else do I have to add? It's just, it's like, it's legendary bad again for a reason. And watching it for this video, I watched this years ago, and I was like, I was with my family, and they were like, let's pick this movie, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. Oh no, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It just seemed like a high budget B movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, it's a star-studded cast, but like, I'm expecting to not know anybody here, you know. But I do know a couple of people here.
Yeah. But yeah, what would you rate Battlefield Earth?
Man, I'm gonna give it. I'm trying to give it a benefit of the doubt kind of deal. Like, you know, are there some parts here that are kind of entertaining? Some, they were kind of funny. Because, like, they really tried to take it seriously, but it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was a little entertained. But at the same time, I was like, you know what, can we just, like, put this in, like, you know, 1.5 speed so I could just, like, go through it within an hour?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this one a solid 2 out of 10. It's so bad. I want to give it a 1 or a 0, but like there are parts where I'm just like, man, Barry Pepper really gave it his all in this role.
Yeah. Yeah, too. Like, there's not much to praise other than like Forrest Whitaker's kind of fun. Barry Pepper's doing his best. John Travolta's in another planet. Like, it's just gray. It's just ugly. It makes no sense. And like,
Yeah.
you see the critic comments on like Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. It's pretty bad, guys.
I'm trying to remember some stupid dialogue that they were going on about. Like, I did remember some because I was like watching it with my girlfriend. Well, I was watching it. She was just beside me. And I was just like, you see this stupid shit? She was like, no, I'm not listening. I'm like, oh, okay.
All right.
So, like, yeah, I don't... I'm trying to remember some lines, but yeah, I think my brain, again, is trying to protect me. So, oh well.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our video for Battlefield Earth. What do you guys think? What's the worst sci-fi movie you've seen? Is it this one? Is it Transformers: Age of Extinction? That's pretty bad.
The effects were high.
The effects are always good with Transformers. It's just everything else.
Yeah.
I find it funny that 10 years before we had the worst one, and 10 years later we have the best Transformers movie. So it evens out. But yeah. If you like what you see here, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see your best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. In the video, I'm Zoda's Voices on TikTok and Enswolf on Letterboxd. Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at JohnJoM_ on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.